Still May 1st, 2025. In 2018, I was in Maslin Wendy's. There was men from the Florida Drug Cartel in there, okay? They were telling people that they worked for a doctor and that he was relocating people to Florida to run experiments on them and keeping them in a room and watching them while he does his experiments, okay? And they were grabbing people for them, okay? I was in Belden Village Mall on an evening around the beginning of 2019, okay? Those men came up to me. The doctor's outside the food court. He's waiting in a car. He'd like to meet you. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. I found somebody to talk to and got out through Macy's and got out of there real quick. Went out through a different door. Don't want to meet him. Nope. No way in hell. Are you taking me to Florida, stick me in a room and somebody run experiments on me? Hell no. But they talked about that doctor for years. And that he works for the Florida Drug Cartel. In last of 2018, beginning of 2019, they said they had made up fake paperwork to make it look official. The guy that wrote up about her didn't like her. It wasn't true what he wrote up. I told him to get rid of it. Well, after the gunshot night and in January of 19, when they did that big fire and got to the place, I almost thought they burned maybe the made up fake paperwork. You know, the police and the FBI heard them say that. And that doctor works for the Florida Drug Cartel. By the way, right? You do know the police and the FBI taped him. That doctor works for the Florida Drug Cartel. They had made up fake paperwork to make it look official. And the guy that wrote it up didn't like me, and he worked for them. And some guy had told him it wasn't true what he wrote up and to get rid of it. In 2018 and 2019, they showed up and they said that they were drug traders and human traffickers from Florida. They worked for Judge Peters, and they were relocating people to Florida to a resort area. They also another time said that they had special order girls, 135, 5'3" blonde girls. They paid extra or double. Okay? Well, they sold me to two different guys for 25 grand. And yeah. Hopefully the FBI pulled the January 25th, 2019. Legally bugged us. There should be an African American man arguing with Dave and the human traffickers that he spent bought me for 25 grand. And they wouldn't let him have me yet. If you ever notice when the drug cartel shows up, there's usually a large African American guy. Yeah. And on January 22nd, 2019, is when the older Indian guy shows up. My beautiful princess, my beautiful, beautiful princess. And he's also supposed to rob me. And then they told me they couldn't have me yet. They've been talking about it in other towns. People have been keeping an eye on me because they're afraid one of those people will grab me. 22, I was in Cuyahoga Falls. They were talking about a large extortion ring doing this. It is an extortion ring. Could you imagine if the law would actually work the way these crazy people think? That they can pay off the dirty doctor to drug you up and tell you to say something stupid. Lie they were a doctor from before. That person don't even know who they are. They're waking up with injection marks, black and blue marks, in their own home. And it's the Florida drug cartel. And severe swollen personal infection. Migraine, headache, throwing up, almost passing out. Going to the doctor, what on earth is wrong with me? And they're blaming the dirty well water they're showering, thinking it's giving them cancer. Take a drink out of a Diet Coke and the room go dizzy and black, the same thing. And no idea what is going on with them, and they think they're getting cancer from the dirty well water they're showering in. Never see or talk to anybody. You talk about scary movies yet of sexual predators preying on someone in their home. Like last year, at the end of December of 23, beginning of January of 24, they were talking about Alliance when the case first started. We found out Karen's ex-husband had her so drugged up there. They were drug beating, raping her, and she wasn't realizing what was happening. Neither did the doctor. I was talking to a nurse about it. They said we all know rapists do this, but we try not to leap there. We want to think if it's some kind of virus or it's the dirty well water, it's something else. We don't want to leap to a rapist. As the victim, leap. You can always down it back. Because our world has changed. Human traffickers and cartels breaking into private homes, human trafficking people under drugs. And the poor thing doesn't know what happened to her. If you listen to Sheriff Grady in Florida, the Florida drug cartel runs scams on people. And when law enforcement realize they've been scammed, they have to physically go in and save that person because then they're too afraid of law enforcement. As a victim, shame on law enforcement. Drug dealers should never be able to scam law enforcement. Ever. But in my case, the FBI never fell for them. They called these people dumb for even trying it with them. And the police even knew it. They've been scamming the scammers to get them. Now, Agent John, where those lady agents said they told you to go up to that church and act dumb and tell on me for calling the FBI hotline, it was supposed to be an act. You weren't supposed to become dumb. I like my money. I told you, these people are so dumb. They said they had special permission to drug beat and rape me and stalk me. They told people they had sodium pentothal reports, true serum, where they were drugging me up and telling me to say stuff. Photoshop the washing scene, made fun of the FBI, made fun of everyone for falling for it. I hate riffraff. They told people they entered the stalking tapes in court without me. Found me guilty. Nobody told me. Had charges. Nobody told me. One of their scams was a case representative went to court for me and nobody told me that's illegal. And he was actually helping them steal all the case's money. Stupid upon stupid upon stupid. Oh, and they had a dirty judge sign over all my money and all my assets to him. It's right in the Constitution. That's illegal for a judge. It has to be awarded through a jury. No money, no assets can be seized, but under due process of the law, you have to be processed. You have a right to remain quiet, a right to an attorney, a right to a fair court trial. You have a right to privacy in your home and office. You have a freedom of speech. You have a right to be notified, too. These people are doing too many of the drugs they sell. They just keep telling people lies. It's as the FBI said, these people that did it to her are so dumb. You wouldn't believe how dumb they are. No, trust me, nobody ever fell for a dirty doctor taping you unaware of crimes, sitting on it till Dave wanted a divorce. And he's in it with Dave. He works for Dave, not me. That's a conflict of interest right there. And he's in there with people saying, hey, we're trying to kill her because our minister called her a faker 15 years ago. And they didn't think that was fishy. Because I told you, the real HIPAA and Privacy Acts, no matter what, a doctor cannot ever tape you unaware. It's illegal. So they're stalking tapes. They can't ask you dirty criminal questions. So they're not criminal investigators. That's sexual misconduct. They can never disclose that they see you, what they treated you for. That's HIPAA and Privacy Act. And if they know someone's being hurt, they have to give a tip to the police, but it has to be limited what they say. They can only say that there may be a problem there, I need you to look into it. But they can't say how, because of HIPAA and privacy. It's 1 to 5 years. $250,000 fine. But if they don't do a tip to the police, they're considered an accessory and lose their license forever. So, how could a dirty doctor take me unaware, saying crimes, and sat on it till they wanted a divorce? I'm telling you, that Bill from the Freemason, this was a scam. He's the dumbest criminal on earth. He really is. Where the FBI calls him dumb, he's probably going to be on their top 10 stupidest criminals. Like they said, trust me, nobody fell for that. And then it sounded mechanical, and we knew it was all them and not you. Well, they had a voice alternator. They got apps on Google Play. And then you can go like on Amazon, other ones. You copy somebody's voice, you talk through it, and you sound like them. You can change things digitally too with your computer. Like they said, it sounded mechanical. We knew it was them and not you. They were trying to pull a fast one on the FBI. Are they fucking kidding me? And that weird with yourself, we knew it was photoshopped or washing yourself in the shower. We always knew that. They photoshopped everything. But if they were going to be that dumb, as soon as she called the FBI hotline, to walk into an FBI office and confess they were legally monitored, and all those things they were doing to her, we told Agent John to go tell on her for calling the hotline and act as dumb as these people, to find out who was involved. And trust me, everybody knew how not funny this was when the other group showed up and said they worked for a drug lord, and Dave hired him. For we all work for the king from Texas. We are his men. Dave hired us. He's a drug lord. He's a fentanyl king. The Iraqi, the Muslim woman. He's U.S. military. Iraqi translator went into the dark web malware fentanyl king. Hacker. It's like every law that can't be broke, they just told you they could broke it. They just lied. Like Michelle telling the agent she was dating. She finally confessed on March 27th, 25 that she was part of Bash My Head In on 12/21/18, and they tried to kill me or leave me incompetent. It didn't work. And the reason I don't know who that doctor is, because he works for them and they lied that he was one of my doctors. He never was. That's why she doesn't know who he is. He works for them. They just lied. Then that agent also got it out of Dave where he was telling people that he was forced to marry me, that the girlfriend from before me made him marry me so he could get a job at my dad's factory so she'd have free insurance. The woman using my insurance. And that he could give her extra money. My whole marriage was a scam. And he got it out of the Vegas where they were telling people, oh, it offended them because Strange called her a faker. It never offended them. It didn't even concern them. They just lied. So people would help out. It's the dumb people that lied case. Told you yesterday in Golden Corral, there was men. We looked it up when the agency first picked her up. The case was of the churches hiring men to kill her. And when the agency picked her up and opened that case, they were already having people drug, beat, and rape her. And the guy that watches her said they actually tried to kill her a couple times in the first of the case. It's left in the middle of the cartels where they laughed in my face who they worked for, what crimes they were committing, under police surveillance with a court order. That's why a lot of officers, if they hear about carrying around the house and everything that's involved, they're like, oh yeah, we'll help you. Judge Peters Group from Florida, Henry Moffey, the Gentleman's Club from Florida, the Kingsmen from Texas, the California group breaking what kind of drugs they were bringing to Ohio, Michigan, Buffalo, New York, North, South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, drug dealers, and Georgia human traffickers, all breaking their crimes under police surveillance for an FBI informant, a threat and attempt to life, with statements and a court order, and the police have been taping all this with a court order. That's where the marshals used the case, where Maddie's friend, January 20th, 23, he had a friend on the police department 2.5 hours away, knew about the case that agent opened, knew about the Texas group, showed up with the U.S. Marshals. And they yelled that would be taken care of, and they got 801 sweep. Went through, back through, got several hundred, and found pockets of people they had took, and saved hundreds of lives. Like when I go up into Akron, we all know Karen's Well is still open, and it's a nationwide human trafficking scam. Bill from the Freemasons, where they yelled out a week ago Thursday, on April 24th, 25, up in Summit Mall. You tell that guy, Will, the scam he was to pull off here, to join us. It was ruined because Michelle told on them that that doctor wasn't even hers and that he worked for them, and they lied. Tell them we said to take care of her. Michelle, get to the police station. Have them call the FBI. You got knowledge of these people? You know where they have people? They'll cut you a deal. 95% of witness protection program are criminals that they flip. Only 5% are victims. Now, Agent John, we all know you don't have the authority due to the freedom of speech, the First Amendment. It takes a judge to put a gag order on you. Agents are hired police officers. They don't even have the authority to ask you to stay quiet. You're only bullying me and acting dumb like the dumb people to fool. You already confessed on a recorded line that you met with all of them, seen by the police and hundreds telling on me. And they already went in your office. and told you they already knew. There was no staying quiet. And then they sold the long and then became stupid. And you're only bullying me to fool the dumb people. I like my money. Like the criminal attorney, police, prosecutor's office, you don't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. It's even illegal to withhold protection. 14th Amendment. You can't seize somebody's money but due process of law. And you can't withhold my money. You cannot misdirect it. And the way Will set everything up, I could never be processed the rest of my life after what those people did. I have one traffic ticket without the nonsense of these idiots running around, act like they can make a victim. Okay, take a victim, drug her up, tell her to say something stupid, some ass that works for the cartel, say, oh, I was a doctor a long time ago and I did it. And the person don't even know who they are. We drugged her up in fake sodium pentothal and told her to say, nah, 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 nah. And we photoshopped washing in the shower the other room. Entered in court without her. Found her guilty. Nobody told her. And a judge signed over all her money to us and everything she gets in life. Smoke another one. That's his scam. And special permission to drug, beat, and rape people and stalk them. You all happen to be one of the worst criminals ever. Nobody would want you on their cartel. You know why? You get everybody arrested because you're so stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. He thought the police and the FBI were backwood bumpkins and they'd fall for a drug scam from the drug cartel. Well, they're not. They're not. And they don't fall for a bunch of crackheads running a scam on somebody. And ones they consider dumb, and you wouldn't believe how dumb they are. Trust me, I've had to deal with the dumb people for 6 years. I like my Officer Mark, Officer John. I do need my money. I do need out of here. And you probably need to talk to the FBI about Danny and John, Gabe. And they do need to finish arresting the riffraff and everybody involved so they don't pull some kind of dumb scam on them too. Could you imagine if the law was actually that crackerjack? Somebody drugging you up, lacing a drink, or stabbing you with a date rape drug until you say something stupid and had you beat and raped, you wake up, you got bruises all over you, throwing up, and in fact you're going to the doctor. What is wrong with me? The only thing new to me is that well water I've been showering. Is it causing the personal infection? Is that causing like cancer or something? They're treating for being anemic. Giant bruises, muscle pain, massive headache, throwing up, almost passing out. And a severe swollen personal infection. You're a rapist or drug beat and raping you. Drugging you up until you say something stupid. And it's a cartel. Running a scam. Got a doctor, works for him. Sits there and lies. Person don't even know him. Never even met him. Michelle confessed again April 19th, 25, in Sheetz parking lot under police surveillance that she was part of bashing my head in. They had tried to kill me. And let's see. That doctor was never one of mine, and they had lied. And the police up there had told her how stupid she was. to confess all that to that guy. He was an agent, and she's an informant. You're going to end up in jail for this. You got information on those people? Cut a deal with them. Because they will kill you. In order to take care of you. Get somewhere safe. See, I'm not her. And if they can find people, that's gold. I know what it's like to be raped and tortured, human trafficked. And if they can save people out of that hell that they put people into, that's gold to the FBI. Or information on the big people, or even Bill from the Freemasons, witness protection program's a lot better. Yeah. Sheets in Hartville. April 17th, 25. SUV's driving around. She walks out, white pants, pink shirt, long blonde hair, talking to the guy in the SUV real loud, and the other SUVs all stop. Like they said, April 1925, the FBI showed up. These people are so dumb, you wouldn't believe how dumb they are. She calls the FBI hotline, and they immediately walk in the office and confess they're illegally monitoring her. And trust me, nobody ever fell for the dirty doctor taping you unaware before confessing your crimes, waited till Dave wanted a divorce. And it sounded mechanical. We knew it was them and not you. And that weird with yourself, we knew it was photoshopped or washing yourself in the shower. You could tell it was photoshopped, and they photoshopped everything. But we told Agent John to act as dumb as these people and go up and tell on her that she called the FBI hotline and find out who all was involved. He was told to act that way. Yeah. And then, the cartel confessed on April 24th, 25, a week ago today. Summit Mall. Tell that guy well. That was to run that scam here. To join us. That it's all wrong. Michelle told on them that that doctor wasn't even hers. And they had lied. And she ruined everything. And you tell him we said to take care of her. Girls in the cartel were laughing. No one could ever say a word to her. Michelle told on them that that doctor was not hers. And that they had lied. And that they worked for them. Yeah. To kill her enough. They never fell for it anyways. It's the FBI. The police always knew it was drugged. Where they always showed up and said, we always knew that tape before. They had drugged her and told her to say it before. And that word was yourself. It was photoshopped or washing yourself in the shower. We always knew they photoshopped that. See, the cops and the feds are not dumb. Bill from the Freemason, you really are one of the dumbest criminals they've probably ever seen. And what no cartel would want you, because you get everybody arrested. Because you're so dumb. Now, Officer John and Mark, I do need my money. And Agent John, we all know you are only supposed to be acting dumb. You're not supposed to become dumb. I need my money. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and upload this.